much many rice types have some level of arsenic to it, some more than others. Many times it is told to us that there are certain types that we should buy rather than others so that we can minimize the exposures of the arsenic. Some of those are the rices that are produced outside of the US, such as in India, where you may have some basmati rice. You may also something that we should be consuming. And cumulative buildup and exposure over time can be a problem. Arsenic can cause cancers. It can cause issues in your gastrointestinal system. It can cause issues of the skin and many others. I'll go ahead and hope your day is going well. It's Monique here, and I am going to be taking you in on my June Azure Standard Haul. Today we have gotten some pantry staples that I always like to keep a stock on, and I have some new items, and I am going to be answering the question by the time we go through, what is an alternative to rice that you can use to help to make these staple dishes that you're so used to making. All over the world, many of us eat rice, but there has been some concern with the potential arsenic levels that can be found in the rice due to the absorption during its growing process. Still though, we do like that rice. Many of us still buy it. But if we can have an alternative grain that tastes so wonderful, it would be great to have that so that we can use it in place of the rice or as an occasional alternative that we can turn to. I'm going to talk about that as we go through in this video. Join me. So the first item that we have today is our organic TriColored peppers. This is the first time I'm ordering these. Peppers are so very good for you. They are packed with nutrition and so versatile. We are going to be using this with some tortillas that I'll show you in a little bit. You can just cut up some onions, your bell peppers, your seasonings. We even do have an additional item, some soy curls that we're going to be adding too, and you can add that to make your own tortillas or just so many things that you can use bell peppers for. So these are the organic TriColored peppers, and this comes as a 12 pack. Of course, as always, I am going to be adding all the items that we're going to be going over today in the description below so that you can easily take a look at them for yourself. Next item we had bought this the last time, but we had gotten the smaller jar. I believe it was a 32-ounce glass jar of stone ground mustard. It is wonderful to use in making your own dressings, putting over your salads, cooking with it. It has a mild flavor. It's not peppery at all, so the children will enjoy it. And mustard is also very beneficial to your health. And this is organic mustard. That's all it has in it. Organic ingredients. I always look at the sodium level to make sure that it is appropriate, because you are already going to have sodium in the other items that you're using to cook with. So for dressings and so forth, I try to make sure that the sodium is minimal, especially if you're looking into protecting your blood pressure and just many other things. So this just has distilled vinegar, water, mustard seeds, sea salt, and spices. And that was the 1 gallon container. Next up is a family favorite. We love these blueberries. We went ahead and tried it last time. These are the organic blueberries, and this is the 30-pound pack. They are so delicious, so sweet. We use them just as is, or we add them to yogurt, oatmeal. You can add them to your baking. They are so delicious. And they always come nicely packaged just like this, and we will apportion them out into separate smaller bags and then put them in the freezer so that they can be easily used and divided out. So this is the Scenic Fruit organic blueberries in the 30-pound box. Next up, we have some black or garbanzo beans, or some people call it chickpeas. These are so healthy for you. They are very good for your brain and your body in general. But these are special because they are the black form. This is the 5-pound bag. We're actually going to try some, and we're going to see if we can also grow some in the garden. We already have lots of chickpeas growing, so this is going to be so good to add to the garden that we're growing. Next up, we have some raw almonds. Now these are transitional. Transitional means that this company that they're sourcing from has not officially gotten their organic seal yet. So as they still work on their organic practices and working on getting their approval, they go ahead and market their items as transitional. And therefore it's going to be priced at a lower marking because it's not officially organic yet. So these are a good buy to have. This is the 5-pound bag. Almonds are one of the healthiest nuts that you can eat. Almonds are so very healthy for you, filled with fiber. They are not a high saturated nut product. They have good fats and oils that your body needs. So you can eat them just as is, or you can add them to trail mix and other things to really bulk up your snacks if you'd like. Next up, we have another nutrition packed product. These are flax seeds. These are high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are so good for your body and brain. Now what you're going to do in order to properly assimilate these is you want to grind or blend them. I use them specifically as flax meal eggs or flax eggs because I tend not to use very much dairy products or poultry products, things of that nature, regular eggs in our baking. We try to use eggs, dairy very minimally, and if we do use them, ideally we want to source them from our own grounds, and ideally we want to make sure that they are properly taken care of, grass-fed, healthy sources that we get this from. So flax seeds help us to provide the baking products with the consistency that we need. So what we'll do with this 10-pound bag is apportion some out, go ahead and blend them, grind them, and then we'll put them in the fridge so that it can last longer. You can even put them in the freezer. We go ahead and put them in the fridge because I'm frequently baking. Talking about baking, if you haven't checked out my other YouTube channel, go ahead and look at Sustainable Sourdough and Grains. I have added multiple delicious recipes using sourdough and the sourdough starters that we made, and they are delicious. And sourdough is a nutritionally packed way to make your baked goods. it really helps you to increase the nutrition in your breads and baked goods. So if you want to start learning how to use sourdough, you want to see what recipes you can use, and you want to know all about ancient grains, how to use it, how healthy they are for you, check out my channel, Sustainable Sourdough and Grains, and please do share it so that we can grow and help others to learn how important it is to make your own homemade breads, baked goods, and use these wholesome ancient grains to really improve our health. So take a look at that and I'll link it for you. Next we have some raw pecan pieces. Now this is also one of the types of nuts that are in that top 10 healthy nuts that we should be consuming. Pecans also do not have unhealthy saturated fats like some other nuts may do, and they are so wonderful to have it just as is or to add in multiple things. I'm probably going to be making something with these with my sourdough, so keep a watch for that. And this was the 5-pound bag. Next up is our 10-pound bag of onions. I always have a very good turnout with the onions. They are usually so beautiful. These are huge. They taste wonderful. Onions are so good for you. They contain components that help to keep our body healthy. If you remember in my last video from May, I talked about Dr. Furman. He is someone that has developed the nutritarian diet, which is a predominantly plant-based diet that centers on having the most impactful foods all throughout your meals. He has coined the term G-bombs, and I'll go ahead and link up what that means. But onions are a part of that acronym, and having food such as this every day in your diet will help to prevent disease, help you feel better, and it is just a wise idea to keep these foods in your diet every day. Onions are an easy one because you can go ahead and stir fry them. You can even do some other interesting things with them and make them as a center as well. Next up we have some D'Anjou green organic pears. These pears are looking pretty good. This is the 20-pound bag. They did come individually wrapped. Overall, we are looking good pretty much for 99%. Just a little squishing here and there, but you know, it has traveled far and I'm so grateful to have it. Pears are also very healthy for you. You can eat them as they are, make a fruit salad, add a little drizzle of raw organic honey, and you are just in a better place, I tell you. These are gonna be wonderful to enjoy. Next up, we have some yogurt starter cultures. I'll also link my video where I showed how to make your own oat milk yogurt. I also make an oat milk coconut yogurt. So when you want to make your yogurts, you're going to need some probiotics that you use as your starter culture. I already continuously use the yogurt that I have made as my starter, but I always like to have a backup so that I can make sure I have a continuous supply to feed my yogurts. And I think it's also a good idea to get a variety of cultures in your diet. So we have this one. This is from Cultures for Health. And I'm going to go ahead and make some yogurt with these today. Next up, we have some organic lime essential oil. I'll also link my video where I show you how to make your own deodorant, body balms. Normally I buy my essential oils to add to my own body products. It is so very wise and helpful for us to be able to know how to make our own homemade body products so that we can avoid all the chemical exposures that the commercial brands may have. Also, it's money saving in your pocket. So very helpful to go ahead and get essential oils like these that can be added as fragrance and also healing agents in your body products. This one is lime. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little smell. That smells delightful. It's gonna be so good in a deodorant or even a body balm. So this is the Biomed Balance. I really enjoy that line of product. Next up, we have some organic corn tortillas. I have gotten the 12 pack of these. We're also going to be working on making our own corn tortillas. We're actually most likely going to buy the dried corn, or you can even buy the masa flour, and you can simply add water, make it into kind of a dumpling consistency, and if you have a tortilla press, you are set. You really don't need a lot of ingredients, and that would be delicious fresh. But until then, these are organic corn tortillas, stone ground from Bueno. So we're gonna go ahead and enjoy these in our lunch today. I'll let you know how they taste maybe in our next video. Next up, we have some really beautiful apples. These are Fuji. We have already sampled some, as you can see on our way back. They are huge. They were delicious. I haven't seen any that have any marked defects to it. It was really well packaged. It had its own piece here. There's another layer underneath, and they are huge. These are apples that you want to share with somebody, especially for children. Cut it in half because it is quite a large apple. So these are wonderful to have. Apples are so healing for your gut. They have their own prebiotic, probiotic properties that really help to feed your gut. Whenever you're eating, try and keep in mind that you want to help to feed and nourish your gut colony, your gut ecology. Many times we're not thinking about the importance of our gut and how it responds to our foods, how it takes care of us. Did you know that your gut helps to release certain chemical hormones that help you to have mood balance and regulation? Serotonin being one of them. So if you feed your gut properly, you are going to feel better. Your gut bacteria will be happy and they will serve you. There are trillions of gut bacteria in our body, and they are our first defense really to the outside world. So whatever we're putting in our mouth, we are causing our gut bacteria to be exposed to it, and it can either be a winning race or a losing race. So things such as this with high fiber, prebiotic property, probiotic properties to feed these bacteria and really help to nourish them is so important. I wish we had gotten more of these apples. They were so good today. Next up, we have a 10-pound bag of raisins. This is one of the most economical ways to buy the raisins. When you look at the price comparisons for the smaller package, it's cheaper per pound to go ahead and buy the 10-pound package. Raisins are packed with iron. They are an easy snack, and if you're thinking about sustainability, these raisins keep for a while. So if you want to add pantry stock up items that keep for a while, quick grab and go, you don't have to do anything to it. Just put them in a proper storage container. You're all set in terms of having an easy item that you can quickly grab for yourself or as a quick snack if you have children. You can also add it to trail mix and other things. Oatmeal raisin cookies, so many things you can do with them. So this is the 10-pound bag of the organic Thompson's raisins. Next up we have some frozen organic peas. This is also nice to have as a staple. It's frozen, it's not going to deteriorate quickly on you, and they are really delicious. Nice to have in a stir fry or over whatever you choose to use as your rice or your grain. Very delicious and kid friendly. We got 2 of the 5-pound boxes, and that came out as a better price point when you compare just buying a smaller package. So the higher that you buy in terms of the bulk price, you're going to get more benefit if you buy a little bit more. It just works out so nicely that way with Azure Standard. If you haven't shopped with Azure Standard yet, I'm going to go ahead and leave my link. I'll also show you how you can get to their startup page. If you're a new customer, I definitely would recommend Azure Standard. You get high quality, organic, non-GMO goods that you can feel good eating yourself and providing for your family. So go ahead and check out my link. My code is MoniqueAdu1. And thank you so much if you use it. Type in www.azurestandard.com/start. Once you get there, you'll be directed to the area on the site to place your referral code. You'll then type in MoniqueAdu1 and click Start. Then you'll be ready to make your first order. Next up, we have a new item. This one is called Soy Curls. Now, I wasn't sure about this one. I have never tried it before, but it's non-GMO and it's only soy curls. No added high amounts of sodium or anything like that. These are the Butler soy curls, and they even give you a little information here as to how you could even use it. There's a barbecue soy curl recipe, taco soup, and there is some other spicy sushi bowls, curried rice, many things here. They talk about how you prepare it. You will go ahead and soak them first, and then you're going to be adding them to your favorite dishes after you're cooking them as if you were doing a stir fry. So this would be good as a meat replacement for those that want to cut down on the meat that they're consuming. This would be a great thing to try. I think we're going to really enjoy this one. So in the beginning of the video, I spoke to you about having a grain that can be used as a rice alternative. Now, if you haven't looked into it yet, pretty much many rice types have some level of arsenic to it, some more than others. Many times it is told to us that there are certain types that we should buy rather than others so that we can minimize the exposures of the arsenic. Some of those are the rices that are produced outside of the US, such as in India, where you may have some basmati rice. You may also have some Thai jasmine rice, and you may also be able in the US to have some sourcing of rice that has been grown in California. But there are many places in the US where the arsenic levels are quite high, and that is likely due to the industrial exposures that then leached out into the soil, and they may still be there. They are still there. So it is so important to know where you're sourcing your rice if you are going to eat it. But really, it seems that there's still some levels, even if lower, levels than others, there's still some arsenic present. Now, arsenic is a poison. It is not something that we should be consuming, and cumulative buildup and exposure over time can be a problem. Arsenic can cause cancers. It can cause issues in your gastrointestinal system. It can cause issues of the skin and many others. I'll go ahead and just link a quick snapshot of a journal article that I'm going to go into detail further on my other channel, where I talk about grains and sourcing and all these other things. I'll go ahead into more detail about rice and arsenic, and I'm going to be reviewing that journal article so that you can get more detail. But for now, I wanted to tell you at least that background about the different types of rice that are at least a little bit healthier for us if you still want to do the rice, because it is an easy staple. But as an alternative, millet. Millet is so nutritionally packed. It is said to have all the 9 essential amino acids. It's easily digestible. It can be used as a baby food. It can be used to make yourself some porridge. And I used it as my very first sourdough starter. And it is so active, and it has worked so well for me in many dishes. We have gotten the 50-pound bag of organic hulled millet, so we are really going to enjoy using this. I'm going to go ahead and link another video where I show you how we're going to make millet rice, so that you have some inspiration to go ahead and try other grains, so that you're not just stuck with a one type. Millet, oats, and multiple other grains have been shown to have no or very low arsenic levels. Millet is one that hasn't been found to have the arsenic in it. So this would be a wonderful alternative for you and your family that you can use in the place of rice. It cooks well, it puffs up well, and you can go ahead and pair it with all the toppings that you would normally top rice with. So this was very good to have, so that we can go ahead and have that alternative. Who wants even a little bit of toxin, if even in minimal amounts? Because over time, that accumulation can cause issues. Why not just try to eat as clean as you can if you know of an alternative? Next up are garbanzo beans. We really enjoy the garbanzo beans. They are versatile. They're also known as chickpeas. You can use them as really a help to beef up multiple dishes. You could even make some garbanzo flour. You can mill it. I have a Nutri-Mill grain that I use to mill things. I can go ahead and mill it there. We can use it in multiple things. So this one is the 25-pound organic bag. And next up, we have a 50-pound bag of soft white wheat berries. Now, I'm doing a lot of baking, a lot of sourdough use, and I have a combination of soft white and hard white wheat for my starter, and I find that to be a very good combination that can be used in the place of like an all-purpose flour. I don't sift out the bran and the germ, because really that is where our main higher levels of nutrients are. So I go ahead and mill this grain, and then we use it for all of our baking goods. Now, soft white wheat, and compared to hard white wheat, is mostly used for things like pastries, pancakes, biscuits, softer items, and then our hard white wheat is more so usually for those bread type of baked goods. But I find honestly, when you have a mixture of them, it really does lend to a good baked good. So it's nice to have some versatility. And the last item we have down here is for our garden. We wanted to go ahead and have some amendment if we needed it, and this is the Nutri-Rich 100% natural organic fertilizer pellets. We have used these before and it has been good for us. We don't do a lot of amending to the soil because we do lots of composting, and that really helps to nourish the soil. But as an added bonus to the soil, we're going to go ahead and add this to some soil that we have, our compost bin, and once it has been allowed to kind of leach out all that good nutrients that it contains, we'll then use that to help to amend the soil a little bit and some of the fruit trees. So as always, I hope this was of benefit and of help to you. If you have any comments or questions about any of the topics that I discussed, please do leave them below. And as always, do all you can to be more and more sustainable. And until next time, be blessed.